parasites, imperialistic wrongs, and the animal rights, yeah. Why think all the bad things when life is so good? Why up with an M when there's always a could? Let the whales worry about the poisons in the sea. Outside of California, it's foreign policy. I don't want changes, I know reaction. Your dilemma, their mind abstraction. There's no way to go, Franco, un-American. Way to go, Franco, un-American. Way to go, Franco, un-American. There's no way to go, Franco, Franco, un-American. I met him how he's in, now I'm always depressed. Now I can't sleep from years of apathy. Well, because I read a little Noam Chomsky. I'm eating vegetation cause of fast food nation. I wear Google shoes cause on globalization. Watching Michael Moore expose the awful truth. I'm listening to the dead Kennedys and wishing youth. Watching no world peace cause I zealous car forces. No press mints cause they're from the forces. I can't believe what an absolute failure. The president's lads are gonna be funded by Nader. We all know George Bush is an imbecile. He loves dick but he hates homosexuals. I'm sick and tired of the embarrassment. The whole world wants us to kill our fucking. Wanna move north, be a Canadian. Head down low with a nice Australian. Why don't wanna be another rhino-American? What are we gonna do, Franco? Franco, un-American. What? Did you just say Jerry Garcia? What does that fucking mean? Hey, can you get him out of here? Okay.
It means they're gonna.
He's distracting me with,
they're gonna name ice cream after you, Fat Mike.
Chunky Drunky.
It's like saying, you know what that's like saying? It's like saying Adolf Hitler. Pretty much.
No, they didn't name ice cream after Adolf Hitler.
I know.
It's okay if you like hippie music. It's okay.
That'd be a good one, though. You know, because personally, I love strawberry Hitler ice cream.
Pralines and Hitler.
It's got little tiny nutsies in it. It's good.
So there's going to be a rah-rah part here of the speech we're going to gloss over, wanting Americans to stand up for their liberty. And then he goes to say, today roughly half of born-again Christians aren't voting. This doesn't seem to concern me much, but anyway, they're staying home. Imagine instead millions of people of faith all across America coming out to the polls and voting our values. Almost sounds cultish, doesn't it? Vote for promoting our values. And is that to say that atheists and other religions don't have values? This is a mistake, Mr. Cruz, you should not make. Morals do not come from a book written 6,000 years ago by people who must want to use it to control us by using hearsay and secondhand information. Again, though, I retract. I don't retract what I just said. I back off. Okay. Let's see here. We got. Think just how different the world would be. Imagine instead of economic stagnation, booming economic growth. Applause. Instead of small businesses going out of business in record numbers, imagine small businesses growing and prospering. Imagine young people coming out of school with 4, 5, 6 job offers. I think, Mr. Cruz, that the current president attempted to make those jobs available so they would get those offers, but if I recall right, the Republican Congress was not interested in that being done. That being that corporations don't want small business, they don't want competition, they want conglomerates, they want monopolies. This is how they make more money. Small business hurts that idea. Imagine innovation thriving on the internet, reaching out to nerds he is here, as government regulators and tax collectors are kept at bay and more opportunity is created. Imagine America finally becoming energy self-sufficient as millions and millions of high-paying jobs are created. Again here, using President Obama's actual desires here against him, you block these efforts. You block these efforts of trying to help people afford health care. The very basis, the least the government should allow its people to be able to take care of, and you block those by threatening to shut down the government. And here we go. He says 5 years ago today the president signed Obamacare into law, and the audience does not applaud now, they boo. Instead of the joblessness, instead of the millions forced into part-time work, instead of the millions who've lost their health insurance. Not true. High percentage of them actually have better health care. Maybe some are paying higher premiums, maybe some are paying higher bills, but these are the people, for the most part, who would actually afford to do that. And what has happened now is people who couldn't afford to do that now can. But we're just going to keep that word out there. Millions have lost their health insurance. Complete lie. Sorry it is. They lost their doctors. No, maybe they lost the doctors who were promoting themselves and drug companies, making big bucks as they did the insurance companies. But maybe they've got actually better doctors who actually don't prescribe unnecessary medication just to make a buck. Have faced skyrocketing health insurance premiums. I went over that. And imagine in 2017, a new president signing legislation repealing every word of Obamacare. Of course, here you will hear, if you didn't hear it, I imagine huge applause. Instead of a tax code that crushes innovation, that imposes burdens on families struggling to make ends meet, imagine a simple flat tax. I would agree with that, Mr. Cruz. What you're saying here, though, is though you're acting as if taxes are burdening the poor, when in fact taxes are not burdening the rich, and that's why the poor are suffering, because the taxes are favoring the rich, the taxes are not favoring the poor. They're not being burdened here. The rich are not being burdened. If the rich were being burdened, then we could at least lessen the burden on the families who are struggling to make ends meet, and a flat tax can work here, but I don't imagine the version you could have in mind is going to be one I would approve of.
the way you do it. You play the guitar on the MTV. That ain't working, that's the way you do it. Money for nothing and your chicks for free. Now that ain't working, that's the way you do it. Let me tell you, damn guys ain't dumb. Maybe get a blister on your little finger. Maybe get a blister on your thumb. We got to install microwave ovens, custom kitchen deliveries. We got to move these refrigerators. We got to move these color TVs. guitar. I should have learned to play them drums. Look at that mama, she got it sticking in the cameraman. We could have some. And he's up there. What's that? Hawaiian noises. He's banging on the bongos like a chimpanzee. Oh, that ain't working. That's the way you do it. Get your money for nothing. Get your chicks for free. We got to install microwave oven, custom kitchen deliveries. We got to move these refrigerators. We got to move these color TVs. Listen here, now, that ain't working. That's the way you do it. You play the guitar on the MTV. That ain't working. That's the way you do it. Money for nothing and your chicks for free. Money for nothing. And the chicks for free. Get your money for nothing. And the chicks for free. Look at that, look at that. Money for nothing. And the chicks for free. Money for nothing.
Oh, he's going to go on to discuss abolishing the IRS. I have no problem with that as long as you have an actual plan in place here that you can tell us exactly how we go about taking care of our tax codes. Instead of the lawlessness and the president's unconstitutional executive amnesty, imagine a president that finally secures the borders. After that wonderful biographical speech about how he fled Cuba to America, here is a man telling you we need to secure the borders. Hypocrisy has no shame, none whatsoever. Then he goes on to say, imagine a legal immigration system that welcomes and celebrates those who come to achieve the American dream. Okay, I understand. The people who cross the border illegally should be reckoned with. But if they're prominent members of our working class now, if they're actually helping the economy, they're taking the jobs that nobody wants and such. I think amnesty is not a bad idea here. They're fleeing a country that does not promote their own well-being. Sound familiar, Mr. Cruz? Okay, he's going to continue on with the attack on Hobby Lobby. A very simple argument here I have: the attack on Hobby Lobby not being wrong by any means by the federal government. All we asked to do was to provide a contraception for their employees. That's all. I am definitely one, I've told you before, fearful of the world population explosion. And here's why it's probably going to happen: because ignorant religious people think that life is so precious that even if we continue to see that we're losing the ground on the density of the population in this world, and as our resources are dwindling, that it's more important that life sustain itself. Well, it's a self-proclaiming apocalyptic viewpoint, and it will indeed be part of the